Okay, we are making a line design with a tempera stick, Kid Maid's Modern Paint Stick, tempera stick. And also we are painting it with what I would consider watercolor paints. They're actually tempera paints that have been poured onto a paper plate and then let them dry overnight, and then they can be used like regular watercolor paints. You can get a lot of uses out of them, so it's not just like a one and done and throw it away. Just keep it just the way it is. You don't have to cover it or anything else. So that's just using regular tempera ready to use paint like this Prang or Crayola, and then you just pour a little bit onto a little dot onto your paper plate and let it dry overnight, and then it's ready to use like watercolor paints. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make my different kinds of lines on my paper. So I'm going to go from end to end, and you could make diagonal, you could make vertical, you can make it horizontal. It's up to you. And I'm going to do a zigzag. So I've got two straights, two zigzags, and then two wavies, curvies, loopy lines. Okay, and I like using this tempera stick paint because it gives me a nice thick bold line, and then I'm ready for painting in my spaces in between my lines. So I'm going to get some water on my paintbrush. I'm using a size 8 paintbrush, and this is actually paper, art paper that's made for painting. This is 80-pound paper, so it's going to be thicker than your regular copy paper, but if all you have is copy paper, that will work too. So I'm just going to get my wet paintbrush right on my watercolor paints, and then just paint in between my spaces, one space at a time. Okay, if I want my color to be darker, I'll use less water in my brush, and then just get more paint on my brush. So you can see that gives me a darker green. Okay, I'm going to clean off my brush really good before I switch colors. I notice I don't do a green space next to a green space, so I leave a space in between so I can do a different color in between those two. So I'm getting some blue now, and then I'll fill in that next space. Alright, so one little space at a time, filling that in and working carefully and enjoying your work. I hope it turns out just wonderfully for you, and good luck. Please subscribe. Art makes life merry.